What's up, guys? My name's Addison and I'm an addict. Sobriety date is 12/27 of 2016. For that I'm actually very grateful. I heard people in the rooms when I first started coming in talking about how they were grateful, alcoholics and addicts, and I thought they were full of it, man. But today, from my understanding, all that pain and suffering that I went through, my story, it's one of my greatest assets today. Today, my story, I'm able to share that with people and hopefully give them some hope and maybe save the guy who was struggling and just as hopeless as I was before I got sober. I never thought that I would be the one. By the end of my addiction, I was resigned to the idea that I was going to die a homeless junkie. They were going to find me with a needle in my arm in some public restroom and just lost to the world, man. It was many attempts at trying to get sober, and I could get sober, right? But the problem was staying sober. I had a number of 30-day chips, maybe 160 day. If I wasn't locked up and in jail, I was out doing my thing, man. I grew up in a really good family, though. Something that I've learned going through this thing is that addiction doesn't discriminate. It affects all walks of life. And, like I said, I had a good upbringing. There were some things in my childhood and in my upbringing that may have accelerated me getting to the point where I ultimately got when I became the real alcoholic or addict. But, it's my belief that I was born with this. I was born with this disease. And I do believe it's a disease. At some point, the drugs and the alcohol started producing the opposite of what I originally used them for. When I first started using, it was fun and it made me carefree and it made me personable and it gave me that sense of ease and comfort like they talk about. But somewhere along the line, it changed for me and it started creating more problems than it was fixing. I got to a point where I couldn't imagine not doing drugs, and I couldn't imagine continuing on the way that I was living. I'd been to 7 different rehabs before I finally got this thing. Couldn't tell you how many detoxes, number of outpatient programs, and I've also come to realize that it doesn't matter. You can be at the nicest treatment center, the nicest rehab, in the world, and it wouldn't matter. It depends on the individual. If I wasn't ready, then I wasn't ready. And I had to get broken down to a point of absolute brokenness and absolute pain and suffering in order for me to become willing to change. That date was Christmas of 2016. I burned every bridge, and my family couldn't watch me kill myself anymore, and I was homeless. I wasn't couch surfing. The car was long gone. I was that dude on the park bench, and like I said, I had a good upbringing. Regardless of how bad I got, my parents would still invite me to holiday things, birthday parties, stuff like that. But that last 2 years of my addiction, they had to detach with love because they couldn't watch their firstborn son kill himself anymore. That Christmas of 2016, I was resigned to the fact that was my life. Help was being offered to me. My family, for Christmas, they were offering me, to go to detox. They were going to pay out of pocket to go to this detox, and I couldn't accept the help because I didn't think it would work. I thought I had done it before. I thought I was special. I thought that I was beyond repair. God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, saw fit to intervene and, act of providence, divine intervention, however you want to look at it, man. Today I call that God, came in the form of Sheriff Joe Arpaio. Came in the form of the law, you know, and I got arrested, and that was the last time I got arrested. Wasn't the first time, but that was the last time. You know, from there, it was another 6 months in county jail, and something changed in there. You know, that 6 months was the first time since, you know, my using career, really. No matter what, I would always be doing something. You know, I was always smoking weed or still drinking or doing something like that. This is the first time I've ever had a 100% clear head, a clear conscience, where I was able to really look at myself and like where I'd ended up and what I'd become, you know. I was blessed. I had such an amazing family. My mom, she ended up giving me a lawyer on retainer, and was able to get into a treatment center. The judge was able to saw fit to release me, and you know, I went into treatment for 90 days. And then I did an evening outpatient program also following that.